Welcome. Tonight's program will dive deep into fringe knowledge of lost, hidden, and suppressed truths about the nature of our reality. The decoding process can be uncomfortable and at times frightening. However, you are not alone on this journey of understanding. Welcome to the Shadow Band Podcast.
Yo,
What's good,
chilling, man. Just
bro? We got boner ads.
we got boner pill ads.
Oh, gel. I don't even know they're doing gel.
Boner
Yeah,
gel.
dude, you just, and then it's pretty tight.
Interesting. It's better than Microsoft ads.
Hey, know your audience, dude. You know what I mean?
They're figuring it out. They're doing
Figure
better.
it out, dude. Just a couple old guys.
Dude. So what's up, man? I hear you fine, by the way. Your frames are a little droppy, but I hear you good. What's up in the chat, by the way? I see some people already in there. But what's up, man?
Already in there, dude. You want to hear some real life stuff?
Yeah.
I tried to change my shower nozzles out. You know, make them look nice. Had some really old stuff. So, started putting the stuff together and it ain't working. So I call up Frank Gay and I'm like, hey, can you come on over? I don't have this piece. And I don't have tools to get these pipes apart. So he's like, all right, cool. So Frank Gay guy comes over, starts working on the stuff, puts it all together and goes, hey, your faucet on the bottom, there's a little spout. Something's wrong with it. So you got to fix that. I'm like, dang, dude. I guess I can return some people. I mean, it cost me like $110 if it's faucet set. Like, I don't want to go buy it again, but whatever. If I got to buy it again, exchange pieces, whatever. So I take the spout off and I turn the shower on. It's just still spraying out of both tub and the top. So I'm like, not that. So I called up Frank Gay and I said, hey, I need somebody back here. You didn't do it right. And I don't like this. I want to be able to just run the tub without running the top. So then, like, all right, between 2 and 4, someone will be out. 8 p.m., someone comes by, and the guy comes in, he goes, I don't know what to do, man. I get the whole piece off. I don't want to break it, so you got to get the piece off. Because otherwise I can't get it. Like, I did. It's the whole would have to take this thing off. It's like fused on. It's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. And just leaves. So I went in and I literally tore I don't know if you can't see it, but in the shower, just screaming in the bathroom, just twisting this thing off. Finally get it off. Call Frank Gay back up. And they get somebody out. They're like, all right, someone's coming the next day. All right, cool. I'm home waiting. Nobody shows up. I get a text at 8 p.m. I saw somebody tomorrow morning. So today, they come over to fix it. Thanks a lot, Frank Gay.
Frank A, you suck. 1-star review.
Dang, dude, am I really that choppy on the pod?
You're pretty choppy right now. You're pretty choppy right now.
Is it me?
I don't know.
I only had 36 upload.
Try to hop out and hop in real quick. See what happens.
All right, guys. I'll be right back.
Just sit here and wait for Green to come back. In the meantime, you can meet. Hello. Who doesn't like to be held? She loves the attention. Go ahead. Say hello to the world here. Hello. Yes, thank you. Butt on you. Not the right websites for that. Still not back. Charlie, you on dial-up? It's you, yo. Love the elevator music. Hey, what's up, Amor? How's it going, bro? How you been? How's life? How's things? How's the fires going over there? Hey, don't touch that. Don't touch that. Please don't touch that. Yes, man. I know. You want to you sit in my lap? You're gonna have to come down. You're back.
I'm hardline, baby.
Oh, hey, see, look at that, and it's crispier.
It's a little bit. It's getting there.
It's
I also
crispier.
shut the kids' TV off. I was like, shut it down, dude. Stop watching YouTube at 7 o'clock at night.
Dude, go to bed. What time is it? 7:12. Your bedtime's 7:11.
Get in it. So hopefully get a little bit better. Connect.
Yeah. Yeah, looking better, sounding a little better too. So the more says it's better as well. So yeah, so basically you were telling everybody Frank Gay came. They saw
Frank Gay is gay.
Frank Gay is gay. Don't use Frank Gay. There you go. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
The people have spoken.
Very well spoken. Verdict is gay. Listen. If you've got something, let's jump into it. But if not, check that link. Because
Yeah, really.
I
Let's see.
saw, and let me preface while you're pulling it up, if you don't mind. On Instagram, and I saw an old clip from like maybe 2014, I think, and it's of a news anchor. Why are we running so many ads?
On what?
The stream, it's like a million ads.
On Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, listen, man. We ball out. I don't know. Twitch does it.
What is it? Are we Joe Rogan now? So I see this Instagram clip, but it's a guy, news anchor, and he's looking at the weather thing, and it's like, oh, there's this, cloud, whatever, weather thing's coming in. He's like, it's not rain. It's they're dropping chaff from the military's dropping stuff. And he explains what it is. So I look at the bottom and it's got a fact check. So I check the fact check and it's like, did the news anchor say that the government is spraying chemicals? False. He did not say he's spraying chemicals. He said he's dropping chaff. And I'm like, how is this a fact check? They're spraying stuff out of planes, particles. Whoa, there you go. So this stupid fact check is like, he didn't say spraying chemicals. It was anti-radar chaff. And if you scroll down a bit, look how big the friggin' chaff is, dude, that they're dropping on Californians. Scroll down more.
Wait. This video?
No, keep going. There it is.
That?
It's fibers. They're dropping barrels full of fibers into the sky.
Aluminum coated glass fibers of varying lengths.
Then it says, if you go lower, It's not
Wait. Well, sorry. Hold on.
detrimental to your health.
Yeah. The Air National Guard's report findings and conclusions say in part, quote, no significant impacts on human health are expected. Chaff particles are not expected to break down to respirable sizes, breathable sizes, basically, in any appreciable quantities. And the aluminum and silicone that make up the chaff particles have low toxicity when either inhaled or ingested. Estimated total annual emissions of chaff by the military worldwide for both operational and training purposes is similar to the annual primary particle emissions from a single coal-powered generating station. The risk of exposure for humans to materials in flares is considered negligible because the primary component, magnesium, is not very toxic, and the majority of the magnesium burns up before it reaches the ground. So don't worry about it. It's all good.
Yeah, except chaff doesn't burn unless it's on the ground in California. Apparently, and it does.
See, okay, obviously this isn't chemtrails. This is chaff, right? This is like its own thing. It's not a secret.
I've never
This is
even heard of this, dude.
The conspiracy here really is like, what I want to know what the levels, right? Because it says here no significant impacts to human health are expected. Blah blah blah. Where's the other sentence that sparked my? Oh, it's the second sentence. Chaff particles are not expected to break down to respirable sizes in any appreciable quantities. What is that? Define appreciable quantities. Thank you. And the aluminum and silicone that make up the chaff particles have low toxicity when either inhaled or ingested. Define that too, please.
Yeah, low toxicity aluminum. Put it in your deodorant, you get Alzheimer's, apparently.
Yeah, I was going to say, according to who? Low toxicity, like what's the metric here, right? Like what are we considering as low I'm going to look this up. What is considered low toxicity?
Yeah, what is considered you can't pass on the virus?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
What is it stops with you? It's ridiculous. But then, go do this, and then I got a real question for you.
Okay.
The more says what is not allowed to be dropped from the sky.
Here's the AI answer, right? Low toxicity means a substance requires a relatively large dose to cause harmful effects. Again, define relative to what? Right?
Dude,
relative
how much
to
are they
fentanyl,
dropping?
relative to what do we indicating that it has a minimal potential to cause poisoning or damage when compared to substances with high toxicity. Okay, so we're just comparing low to high. What's the baseline? This is what I'm. Where's the bottom? What's the bottom? Right?
Yeah. How much are they dropping?
They probably just make this shit up. Anyways, I'm gonna go off on a tangent on that.
You know what I mean? It's like if they're dropping so much, a dang weather machine's picking it up. That's not low quantities. But here's the thing, dude. Why are they dropping it in California? Why are they doing anti-aircraft radar? Basically, that stuff creates like a smoke screen in the air so you can fly stuff and radar can't pick it up. Why? What operation is that?
I don't know, but here's the zoom out from this is basically like when they point at you and they say, hey, look, you're an asshole, you're the problem, right? Your carbon emissions are high, right? Like the microplastic problems, because to be honest with you, the microplastic is an actual problem, right? Like I don't know that climate change is a problem, right? But I'm pretty fucking certain that like microplastics just everywhere is a problem, okay? So it's like when you start talking about them pointing at us and taxing us and this type of thing, right? Because we're the problem, we're the issue. It's like, bro, you guys are just dropping chaff like during fucking training, and and that's just that's probably 0.0001% of the bullshit you guys are putting into the sky, right? But it doesn't matter because this is what we've talked about this before, because I was watching one of the old episodes and it was like, this goes back to the point, like relative to what, right? It's like, sure, okay, the silicone and aluminum particulates that degrade over time, and like they say it's not bad for you. It's okay, it's fine. All right, I'll. But add that to the 40,000 other things that we're inhaling and breathing in and eating that aren't so bad for you. It's okay. All combined together. And then, like you were saying last time, and you're also getting just nuked with like all the different waves, right? All the frequencies are nuking you. Like,
Yeah. It's like, oh, there's a little bit of aluminum in the water, and there's a little bit of aluminum in your deodorant, and there's a little bit of aluminum in your aluminum cup, and there's a little bit of aluminum in the toothpaste, and in the crap that they're spraying out the sky, and in your food. And all of a sudden now it's a lot of bit of aluminum. It's a lot of bit of polymers and whatever it is. It's a lot. But why are you dropping it? Drop it over a military base. Why are you dropping it over a city? Why so much? Why covering all the way to the coast? I don't know if the clip is the actual clip from Instagram's in there, but it's like, it's so long, dude. It's like from Arizona to the coast. So what military exercise is that?
yeah, you can see it here in the picture. I'll share it. Well, the picture's ass, but yeah, it's like multi-state situation here. This is fucking huge.
Relative quantities. It's a boatload?
That's what I'm saying. But relative to what, dude? All of it? Like,
Yeah.
what?
It's like, you should see how much we got, dude. We only dropped a little bit.
Relatively speaking, this is nothing. You're fine.
Hey.
Holy shit.
If you knew how much we were actually dropping on the rest of the country, this just a little bit. I'm just like, dude, the military just gets to do experiments up in the sky and be like, oh, yeah, look what we're testing out. It doesn't. And then you're just sitting down here like, why is it so hard to breathe? Why am I getting fat for no reason? How come I've got respiratory diseases that are just phantom out of nowhere? And when I go to the hospital, they're denying my claim.
Speaking of that, there's a new one. You see that?
No.
There's a new one. Hold on. I'll find it. Give me a minute.
A new disease or a new
Yeah,
CEO that's
yeah,
going to
yeah,
get
yeah.
whacked?
Well, I don't know, but sorry, guys. I was not prepared to bring this up, but you just made me think about it. There's a new thing, man. There's a new thing. January 7th, 2025, influenza, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, and the disease.
Yeah, bro. There's a new one coming. Be ready.
Trumpy pox.
Where the fuck is it? I don't know.
What is it,
China
guys?
steps up monitoring of emerging respiratory disease. Here we go. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Why is it always in China, dude? It's because they got 2 billion people over there breathing on each other.
They're eating fucking live scorpions on sticks and shit on the street, and like as delicious as that probably is, it's not sanitary. So there's that. China's Disease Control Authority said on Friday that it was piloting a monitoring system for pneumonia of unknown origin, with cases of some respiratory diseases expected to rise through the winter. The move to establish a dedicated system is aimed at helping authorities set up protocols to handle unknown pathogens, in contrast to the lower level of preparedness 5 years ago when the novel coronavirus that caused COVID-19 first emerged. See how they did this? You see what they did here? This is what they did. And we were talking about this when they were doing it, and everybody that's listening to the show already fucking knows this, but I'm going to say it again. They did the PSYOP. We were telling us, like, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to set things up for the future so this never happens again. And now look, again, starting in China, like you said, there's a new disease that's out. And all of a sudden there's like new system monitoring systems, right? Okay. Start connecting the dots here.
Yep.
These pandemics, man, they're just like catalysts for control. That's all it is. Listen, I'm going to go on a little tangent here for a second, if you don't mind.
For sure, dude.
I want to point something out because I've been doing a lot of research. Everybody probably knows I've been doing a lot of research on just the financial markets lately, and like cryptos and AI and this type of thing. Okay, and something that I guess I always knew, we all just know, but it's just been brought to the forefront of my mind lately, is that we're all just getting robbed every single day. Right? We trade time and energy for money. Right? Time, energy equals money. So these motherfuckers are just printing time and energy out constantly, which is devaluing your time and energy. Okay, you and your time and energy are becoming less and less valuable because schmucks like to print out time and energy. Okay, this is the way I'm looking at it. So what happens is every time that there's chaos, let's take the fires for example. They're already talking about the hundreds of billions of dollars that this fire is going to cost. It's the biggest natural disaster in the United States, blah, blah, blah. It's financial fucking disaster, the whole thing, okay? Where are they going to get the money to pay for the relief funds for the fire? They're going to print out more of your time and energy in order to handle this, right? So they're just robbing you constantly. So COVID was like one of the big ones, right? When you're watching these things go up and down, right? You know, sometimes there's like a big leap, right? That was COVID. COVID was one of these big ones where they were like, okay, let's grab as much of this control as we can, and we're gonna start implementing this monitoring systems. And I was talking about this back on like episode 3, where they're gonna start tracking you by the molecule, right? What you're eating,
graphene and all that. Yep.
graphene sensors and all that kind of shit, right? You're at some point they're going to be tracking you down to the microgram of everything. And here we go. China's already talking about the next pandemic and new monitoring systems to avoid what happened last time. All the while they're robbing you of your time and energy.
Not only the time and energy, you're right on it. Because then the other end too, it's like we produce, we invest the time and the energy. The end result after the equal sign is money. They're printing after the equal sign. But now they're also manufacturing on the other end of the equal sign with AI, where they just have, and quantum computing. Time is now not a factor, and energy, it's AI. They don't have to feed it.
They're going to replace your energy. I heard another really good like little analogy story situation about this, right? And they were talking about tolls, okay? And the guy was like, listen, it was Anthony Pompliano, okay? If anybody knows who that is.
Shouts
He
out.
was talking about, shouts out to Anthony Pompliano. He was talking about, listen, they had horses. Everybody rode horses. Then somebody invented a car. Everybody needed cars. Then somebody was like, yo, we gotta have roads. And then they were like, we gotta put a toll on this road. Okay, fine. First, you pulled up to the toll. There's a guy there. You handed him some whatever cash coins. He counted it, make sure it was on point, gave you your change. You're on your way. Then eventually some more technology came, got to the point to where now we had the little basket. You throw the coins in. Boom. Now you don't have to talk to anybody. We just eliminated the human. No more human. Good. There's some time and energy gone. And you could just pull up, throw your coins in, and go. Boom. Then we got a little further down the road, and they were like, yo, we just put a sensor on your car. You just drive through the thing. You don't have to slow down. 80 miles an hour, right through the fucking e-pass. Okay, we'll just ding your account, no problem. Now, even more time and energy has been removed from the equation, right? So with the progression that we're doing with everything, we're just eliminating this time and energy, right? Now we're already being robbed of time and energy, and now they're going to start eliminating that source, right? That thing that we use to acquire what we call money to spend on goods, right? Our time and energy exchange. Like that whole situation is getting fucked.
It
and
is.
They're robbing it from us.
That's our only leverage.
At the same time. Yeah. Yeah.
Your only leverage is like your mental and sweat equity that you can put into something. But when AI is just going to like take out all the mental part, and then machines and robots could just take out the physical part, it's like you have no leverage now. It's like, I don't need a person to do anything. I got robots and AI to do everything. I don't need you. So in order for you to live, you have to beg me to give you some of the stuff. And that's it. That's the end, dude. That's end game. That's the goal of every superpower is to be like, I'm God. You have to beg. I say and I choose who's gone and who's not. If I don't like you, you're gone. Yeah.
Those are some good quotes, man. That song's a great song too, by the way.
It's a good song.
But
yeah, dude, it's
listen,
just scary.
It gets worse. It gets worse. Okay, hold on. I'm about to get a little black pilled on everybody here for a second because it gets worse. Because if anybody who's keeping up with technology knows that there's thing that they're calling AI agents. Have you heard of AI agents? It's interesting that they call them AI agents. It's like Agent
Smith,
the Matrix, Agent Smith, right? AI agents are here. I don't fully understand it yet. I'm still trying to understand this, but I'll give you what I understand. So let's say, for instance, in the future, your car will drive itself, right? So you'll go to work, it'll drop you off, and it'll go do some Uber and make you a second income while you're working. Sounds great. Cool. It'll pay for itself. Awesome. That car is going to have to do things throughout the day that will require transactions, tolls. Okay. May have to go to a toll, right? Or let's say another example, Elon robot. You get an Elon robot. Eventually, everybody's going to have an Elon robot. Love it or hate it, it's going to be a thing. Okay. And it's going to be different brands. You're going to have the Samsung, the Apple, the Elon, all these different robots. Okay. Those robots, while you're at work, it's going to go to the grocery store for you. They already have these grocery stores with nobody in them, not a single person. It's just you walk in, you grab what you want, you walk out, and it knows who you are based off your geolocation, your app on your phone, right? Amazon has some of these stores and it just dings your account, no problem. But when you're not there, your robot will go there. Your robot will have to transact. So that the robot is the AI agent. It is acting, it is AI in a machine acting on your behalf as an agent, okay? AI agent. It will have to transact in the world of AI agents. That transaction will be cryptocurrency. They're already talking about it. There's already legislation for it, so get ready. The fiat currency is going to zero. So literally our time, our energy, and everything, our leverage that you were talking about, it's going away. And all of the functions of normal life will be handed over to AI agents and robots, and they will deal amongst themselves in cryptocurrencies. The rest of us will be handed out UBIs in another form of cryptocurrencies, and that will be it. And you will be free to daydream and imagine at your, forever until you die, because that's all you'll be able to really do, which is awesome on one hand. It'll free up a lot of time for a lot of people, but the control and surveillance will be so tight, I think, that you will not be able to like do the things that you would think that you would be able to do with that type of freedom.
Bro, this is literally this is the mark of this is the beast. It says an image will be an image. It's not a statue. It's not a thing. It's an image. It's a hologram. It's ethereal idea is going to arise and determine who can buy and sell. That's it, dude. It's over, bro. It's over.
Not over yet.
I mean,
there's time. This hasn't happened yet, right? Like this is speculation on the future, but like the pieces are all in place, all the technology exists, and the legislation, like I was saying, like the infrastructure for it on paper is like starting to move. Like, you follow any of these technologists or any of these financial people, like they're all talking about these things. You know what I mean? Now, they're not saying it the way I'm saying it. They're saying like, hey, like the future is AI agents. It's going to be great. It's going to go shopping for you.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be so sick. And then guess what happens, dude? The Euphrates dries up and freaking demons come out. You know what I mean? It's going to be great. And then it's not going to be great because it's going to be like, actually, no, when you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to say what I want on this podcast, and I'm going to be, and then you're going to show up to the grocery store, and it's going to be actually no. No, you can't buy that.
Well, the thing that's everybody lately has been talking about like the grid, right? The infrastructure, the grid, terrorism, like the grid's not strong. All this talk we've heard it for the last like year or two, right? Now, what I think that is, man, I think that's seeding the mind, but I don't think that's going to happen on a grand scale. Anytime soon. I think that the future will have to be in place first, right? Like everything will be digital first. Once everything is digitalized, right? Everything is tokenized, right? Every physical asset in the real world is tokenized on a digital blockchain somewhere, and every bit of information is digital, including your molecular structure at any given moment, right? When that is happening, that's when the grid goes down on a grand scale. Because that's when you have complete collapse, right? Like, for instance, like if the grid goes out now, if they shut it down now, like there's enough people, I think, that still have skills and still have knowledge, right? Like we'll figure it out. We'll make it through, right? Not all of us, but,
how are you going to buy anything? If the grid went out right now, you're toast.
Yeah, I'm toast. You're toast.
Most
toast. Of us are toast.
Anybody who's got cash, but also at the same time, it's like, does that stuff have any value anymore? Say the grid
But
goes
what
down and you have dollar bills. No one knows when the grid's coming back on. So the transacting really doesn't mean anything because your paper is not now, it's not representing anything. It's just paper.
Right.
I can burn it for heat. That's about it. So say the grid was down for like a long time. At what point is now even anybody who had cash doesn't mean anything?
Well, this is why people
This is
buy
barter.
gold.
Yeah,
That's why
gold.
people buy gold, right? And something I learned the other night, which I thought was interesting, like the United States has a cheese reserve, right? They have like whatever, $3 billion worth of cheese in cold storage, just in case. Just in case some shit hits the fan and like we need to settle some fucking payments with something. We have cheese, okay?
Bro, should I be investing in cheese?
Hey, cheese is expensive, man, depending on where you get it from and who you sell it to.
I should start divesting into like Munster and stuff.
I think they're holding Parmesan.
They're holding the Parmesan, dude, and the
the real
mozzarella.
Like the real parm, yeah. But
Wow. Wow. That's crazy, dude. I did not know that.
so here's the thing is, hello, Crystal's home.
What's up,
The
Chris?
thing is,
So
I
it's
lost my train of thought.
well, you're gonna have to
you
like
show
barter, and you're gonna have to use skills now, or then. Jeff's gone, guys. All right, listen. I'm just kidding.
the dishwasher shit's running. I just didn't want it to pick up on the microphone.
I can't hear it. Yeah, I'm worried that, not worried. The concern would be in those instances is like, what are we actually doing with any of this? Like back in the day, you got gold. It's like, oh, I got gold. Means I'm rich. I have rare metals. You know, I've got jewels and trinkets and such. But it's like that. Yeah. There it is, dude. You can steal non-physical money. That's where I'm like, somebody's got to get back to trade representatives because no one's got any skills. You know? I mean, it's the easiest way to just kill off a massive swath of the population is like you let them turn on themselves. You just go, you got no skills, you got no value.
Yeah, well, that's my point. Is I think that now, and you're right. Like, yeah, 90% of us we're dunzos, right? If the grid goes out long term today, but there's enough people out there that know how to like hunt and farm and like live off the land, and like there's enough of those people out there. I think like human civilization will carry on. Okay,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say. But you know, take
There's no
yourself
grid
in
in
the future,
Africa.
like take yourself to like cyberpunk world, right? Take yourself 100 years, 200 years into the future where like everything is digital, everything, okay? The people who know how to like do shit on the land and survive is like nobody, right? Then the grids go down and they can do their mass wipe and stuff. You know, something that I was talking to, I might have been talking to the More, or maybe it was Old Scary World, I can't remember, this week, and we were talking about just like the ages, right? The progressions of the ages and these types of things. And like, bro, people don't realize like, yeah, we're moving into a new age right now, okay? It's not going to happen overnight. It's not something that happened on Y2K. It's not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a phase that takes like, I don't know the number, like 257 years or some number. It's a number of 100 years, okay, to go between the two ages, from one to the next. And that's the period of time that these psychopaths in their little cults use to like transition stuff, right? It's not like the grid goes out tomorrow and like we all go into the Stone Age. No, it's like this slow walking of this 257 year cycle to like wipe everything clean and start in this new age. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm thinking
It's
that
these ebbs and flows. You get like build up to like this crescendo where it's like just markets and trade and no one even knows, everything's moving so fast you can't even, and then just and then it's like Stone Age and everything moves real slow. It's a reset.
yeah, literally. And they do this
Yeah.
all the time. I mean, this is where you get like the Tartaria shit and like the hidden history, right? The mud flood stuff, like all this, you know, Atlantis, all of these stories, in my opinion, man, these are just stories of resets that have happened. Now, the timelines are probably all kinds of skewed, right? Like, do I think, you know, Atlantis was X thousands of years ago? Probably not, dude. It probably existed like not even that long ago, right? But like because
Honestly,
of,
I think you're right.
you know, yeah, because of the way that things move in history, his story, right? They just write things to be convenient, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Also, they just guess.
Sure.
Like, I don't know. It's like, might have been this. Maybe this. And then they'll just go, all right, 250 BC. I don't know. And then just slap it in a textbook. No one's going to check it. But like with the stuff like the fires, right? Imagine that like in any other time in human history, California, the area that was burned, California, was an entire nation. It's its own civilization. You're talking square footage. That's how big our country is, that even just that piece of the state would have been an entire nation. Gone. Gone. This is like Pompeii, dude. It's only because of the country we live in and the technology that we have. They're even able to escape some of this stuff. But like Maui fires, California fire, like this stuff in history would have just, that's it. The population is gone. So imagine, people going to California and looking and be like, what are these cars? What are these structures? What are these gizmos and gadgets that got burned to bits? Lost civilization. Like this stuff just happens.
Yeah.
It just happens. And we see it now, but like the effects are so dulled and muted because of our ability to escape it. But back in the day, we didn't have the ability to escape this stuff. You couldn't detect an earthquake and be like, oh, everybody buckle up. We're about to get hit with something. You know what I mean? So it's definitely possible that this stuff happened way more recently.
Yeah, and the communication thing, right? Like, now we can communicate instantaneously around the world for the most part. Yeah. And, for all of human history, it took forever to get a letter to somebody. And, and it's like, God forbid you misspoke or they took your writing, out of context. You know how it is, like you read a text sometimes, right? And you're like, why is he being a dick to me, bro? And then like you find out later, like, no, he wasn't being a dick. I just read it wrong, like.
Shot your bird on the way over.
You know what I mean? And it's like
someone shot your homing pigeon and your message never got there.
Yeah. And, this goes back to what I was saying, just like about kind of like where we're heading technologically, I think, there's so many things that are converging at once, right? It's not like just the electricity or just the internet or just the automobile that's like revolutionizing the whole world. Right. And all of those things, by the way, happened in like a really short period of time. Like think about
Very
it.
short.
All that happened in like 100 years, man. Right. Yeah. And each one of those things was like revolutionary, like changes everything. Well, now we're at this point where we have like 10 of these things that are all coming together at once. And it's like, what's that about to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some people are freaked out about it, man. I know a lot of people in this conspiracy podcast community who are like, adamantly against like progress and this idea, right, of like moving away from nature and into this like transhuman thing. And I'm against it too, but at the same time, like I also see the writing on the wall. Like there's no stopping these psychopaths from doing these long intergenerational plays that they have, right? These fulfilling their own prophecies is, you know what I mean? Like
it's a prophecy to a certain extent, right? Because the whole universe does this oscillation where like everything's like super dense and time speeds up, right? According to physics, you get a lot of matter, you get a lot of density of energy and matter. It bends time, it speeds things up. And then as everything kind of expands out, you get a lot slower. So as we're getting all this informational technology and all of this energy just being concentrated more and more and more and more into this one area, actual time, the time of information is speeding up. Progress is speeding up. Normally it would take this long, but now everything's really dense and compact. And time is just, and things are revolutionizing like really fast. And then it loses its ability to contain itself and then just poof, and then all that starts to gather back up. So I think like as above, so below kind of deal where it's like the universe kind of does this with mass. everything comes together. It just keeps compiling. It collapses. It explodes out into, disorder again. So like everything is happening like that with technology. And I think it's going to eventually break and explode back into like chill.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to get wiped back to the Stone Age eventually, And
Yeah.
the thing is, being alive is like winning the lottery on another level, right? I don't remember the numbers, but it's like 1 in 33 billion or some crazy odds that you exist to begin with, right? So like, there's something, of course, like we all like to think about nostalgia, right? Like we want to think about the past, like how awesome the 80s were, right? The 90s were sick, right? Like all this stuff is always cool. And then we also like to think about the future, right? Like, oh, this could happen, that could happen. Like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, it's all this shit. But it's like, I think realistically, man, we just need to kind of like stop, calm the fuck down. Like you're only here once, bro. And you're lucky if you're here for 100 years. So it's just like, enjoy the moment that you're in, right? And we just happen to be in this moment in the middle of transitioning from age to age where psychopaths are like fulfilling their own prophecies. So enjoy it. Ride the wave. You know what I'm saying? And like, unfortunately, our great grandkids will probably be at the other end of this age and they'll be really seeing the shit end of the stick. But hey, man, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, they'd be like, look, enjoy the morsels and your government rations from the AI overlords and just ride the wave. And they'll be saying the same thing. Ride the wave, man.
Just ride it, bro.
All hail the AI. And they'll just be like, doing their, yes, AI master, please, food, thank you. Wearing like rags and sackcloth and stuff. It'd be tight. They'll have to enjoy that part. I'm already, I'm with you. I'm like trying to find me out some country that I can live in, get me some land, get me some more chickens, animals, start learning how to live off the land, because not that I don't want to be useless, but I don't like the idea of like being in the chaos. I don't like the chaos. When the toilet paper, everybody starts buying up the toilet paper, I want to just sit back. Like, look, I can sell toilet paper. And the food, people, the shelves are empty. I got food in the backyard. I got a meat freezer full of food.
That's the thing, right? Like find one or two things. I'm a contrarian just by nature. So I like to bet on both ends of the spectrum, right? So on one hand, like I was telling you before we're recording, buying Bitcoin. Why? Because either we're going to go to that world where Bitcoin is one Bitcoin and it's a Bitcoin standard and like decentralization and we're free and like it all works out. That's option A. Option B is we're all fucked. The grid goes out. We're back to caveman times, which is why my second investment, survival shit, food, ammo, fucking all that, prepper mode. So it's like prepper mode and Bitcoin, and then it's like you win either way.
It's hedging your bets, dude. Now, but what's the like for you? What's the line for one way or the other? Are you going to get, if we do go the Bitcoin blockchain social credit score? Are we going to? I mean, I can't imagine that you're going to be like. I think that even going that way, you're going to go the opposite way. You're going to go, you know what? I'm not using the social media. I'm not using the credit score. I don't want to be part of this thing. I'm not saying that.
I think the leader is more. There's more forks as you go down the road, I think, right? So like if we do end up heading, like if the system doesn't collapse, okay, if like we do keep progressing as a society, right? Option A, just because we move into like that crypto, blockchain world, AI world, doesn't necessarily mean it has to be the bad, negative world, right? It could potentially be a very positive, like golden age for humanity with all this technology and information and and the blockchain and all that shit. So, like there's other forks down the road. We'll have to fight those battles when we get to those forks. But like here now today, the forks are World War III, continued progression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to choose. You got to choose continued progression. If you're a humanist at all, but then it's like we're progressing toward non-human. That's what's interesting, right? The roads, like you're saying, the forks, both of them look non-human or anti-human. It's like war, obviously, We're not going to war with bugs. We're going to war with other humans for nothing, for fake lines in the ground. So it's like hundreds of millions of people are going to die if we go into World War III, maybe even a bill. And then if not, and we go the tech route, it's more non-human. It's more merging with the machine. It's more, giving up your autonomy and your own personal leverage in society to the machine.
Could be.
My job, dude, is literally being replaced by AI right now. Every week they're coming out with some AI stuff to automate my job away. And I'm like, sick, dude. I don't have to do that anymore. Before you know it, I'm not going to have to do anything anymore, and I'm going to be out of a job.
Yeah, it's true. Everybody's going to be out of a job eventually, man.
And it happens like this. We go, yay, yay, and then I don't have a job.
Well, you're right. It could go that way, right? But that's the black pill version of the technological future, right? The white pill version is we develop these AI tools and technology to the point to where we allow those systems to operate the base layer of reality, right? Like keep the wheels moving. That's what the machine's job is. While the rest of us get to focus on other things like innovation, creativity, music, art, these types of things, right? So like maybe far off in the future, if everything goes well, 100% down the road, we're traveling the stars in Starship Enterprise while the machines are here on Earth just maintaining and collecting resources, sending them to Mars or wherever the fuck we're at. Like that's the possibility. I'm not saying it's going that way. I don't know, but could go there or it could go to like complete control, whatever it is. But there's an interesting thing, man. Some fucking politician in the world said, wouldn't it be interesting if the next arms race is not for weapons, because it's always for weapons. What if the next one isn't for weapons, but what if it's for Bitcoin? What if all of the countries in the world figure this thing out, which I've been talking about for a while now, okay? Once the rest of the world figures this out, the race will be to buy the Bitcoin, not to blow each other up. Wouldn't that be an amazing future? Where the next arms race, yes, it would be.
How?
It absolutely would be.
That sounds terrible.
No, because that is decentralized. It is the only thing in this world that is decentralized that cannot be printed more. Remember earlier when I was rambling about them robbing you of your time and your energy? That is the only thing they cannot multiply in the universe that we know of. Even gold. Okay, first of all, they just found $7 trillion worth of gold in a bottom of a dried up river in fucking Iraq or someplace, like last week. So everybody thinks like, oh, gold is a fucking good place to put my money. So
they found how much?
Value. Like 7 billion or trillion, I don't know, a lot, okay? Way more than I got. All right? They just found it. And they're like, oh, look, guys, more supply, right? Again, this is just deflating the value of gold. Now, that amount is probably nothing in the grand scheme. I'm not an economist. I don't know. I'm just saying, as far as I know, bro, and here's the other thing, right? Gold. Let's say there's no more on Earth, okay? There's no more. So supply and demand means the price goes up for gold, okay? Guess what? Elon's already said, bro, we'll just fly to another planet and get gold, bro. We'll go get an asteroid. It's got gold on it. We'll bring it over here. We'll get more gold. So there's always more of these things, everything, every fucking asset known to man you can replicate or get more of somehow, except Bitcoin. Except Bitcoin.
Unless you make another Bitcoin, right?
You can't. People have tried. That's why there's 3 million coins.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, man. That would be, I guess that would be kind of cool. But again,
This sounds crazy.
my brain breaks when it's like, what if somebody has it all? Then what? Like,
Nobody
say
will have it all.
China
Nobody can have it all.
buys 82% of all the Bitcoin. And then what?
They can't.
They can't?
No, they can't, because 57% of it is held by schmucks. By me. By you.
Hold, baby. It's GameStop all over again, baby. Hold. Hold, baby.
Brother.
Freaking hold the line.
That's it, man.
Dude.
Gold grows, it replenishes like oil. See, I like this comment. This is a good comment from the Moore, because I also believe that oil is a renewable resource, if you will, right? I think that the Earth's tectonic motions.
Wait, I thought you didn't believe in tectonics last episode.
No, listen, there's a difference between like plate tectonics in the sense that we're taught in middle school.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah.
with Pangea, and
Yeah.
then like the crust is moving on some. I mean, you know, it's a fluid thing. So
Yeah.
you know, I think just that fluidity
Pushes oil
creates
up.
oil. Yeah, it creates oil constantly.
Yeah, man, dude. Once we realize that this is I've said this before in the podcast, where like, once we realize that the resources aren't so rare, these rare earth minerals and they're hard to find, but they're not in short supply.
No, they just burn down the Palisades, and then they come out and say, "Ooh, look, there's minerals here."
Yeah. You know, or
That
they
happened,
go
by the
and
way.
put a tornado or whatever giant hurricane up in North Carolina and go, oh, a lithium mine. Would you look at that? I can't believe it. You know?
So the value, the overall value of the lithium goes down because more supply, right?
Yeah.
So the demand goes, boom, easy. Okay. Lithium mining stocks go up, right? So this is where you get into like the weird, like Nancy Pelosi fucking stuff that everybody's always talking about. Like let's copy Nancy Pelosi stocks. Well, guess what? The kind of shit Nancy Pelosi's been investing in: gold mining, lithium mining, like these types of things. Because going back to what I was just saying, there's always more. This idea of scarcity that they just keep putting on us is fake. It's a fake thing. There's only one thing that's actually scarce. Okay. I've already said it. I'm not going to say it again. So just think about that for a second. And then I want anybody who's listening to this who thinks I'm just a fucking crazy Reddit nerd, just go look on the internet, just type the words in, and just look at what you see and look at who's saying them and who has been saying them for the past 6 months. Okay. BlackRock is in. BlackRock. We talk about BlackRock on this show. BlackRock
All
is
the
all
time.
in right now. They're all in. Okay. So what does that say? If you want to copy somebody, don't copy Nancy Pelosi. Copy BlackRock.
Yeah. Well, like the moves of like, there's a water shortage and it's rare, whatever. It's like we have desalination stations and centers and facilities everywhere to desalinate water. It's easy. Elon said it. Easy. You do it in his sleep. Land. It's like you can fit every continent in Africa, but no one wants to live there. For some reason. I've never been. I heard there's a lot of bugs, but like when you're talking land, we're about to buy Canada, dude. There's land.
Not only is there so much land, I used to drive a truck around the country. I've seen the whole country. There's so much empty land. It's insane. But not only
So
that,
much.
we make more land. Dubai fucking just makes its own beaches and shit. They're just like, hey, we'll make an island that looks like a palm tree. Why not? Boom, they can make new land. And when Elon goes to Mars, if Mars is real, which I don't think it is, I think we live on a flat Earth or some version of a flat Earth. But you know, whatever. I'm just going with the flow here. Okay, he goes to fucking Mars. Guess what? There's more land. Okay, so like,
Or land.
again, there's everything that you can think of. You can get more of,
Yeah.
except for your time, I guess. Right? Like your time, your energy.
Can't get time.
But they're deflating that anyways. They're robbing you of
Time's
that.
worthless, dude. And also, time's worthless, and then they give you nothing for it. It's not like the time that you're spending at your job is being replaced by a robot, so then you have more time to come out of the job and do things more productive. They're flooding you with TikTok and TV shows. Not every surgery show you can think of, every reality show you can, I mean, just an infinite amount of television and Facebook. But dude, I spent months tailoring the Facebook and the Instagrams to be like only my friends, no other posts. And then they just redid the rules. And it's like nothing in my feed is anybody I know. Zero. It's all suggestions. And I don't want to see any of it. And it's like they just eat your time up. The little bit of productive time you could have that the machines are not replacing, or that the machines are replacing, they just, every excuse to piss it away. And that's what we just fall victim to it. And the government just feeds it to you. And the companies just feed it to you. I'm going to hire a robot to replace you. I'm going to tell you you're getting $21 an hour, but you're actually getting fired. And I'm going to put a machine in place. And when you go home, I got a free Disney Plus membership for you. Watch those shows.
Yep.
Watch those shows.
That's
I'm just like, dang, man. How is this the world we live in? This is like Ready Player One crap, dude, where it's just like, I guess maybe I can go earn a living in a fake world. I've been replaced in the real world, but I can go I can go play video games and make money.
I mean, that's kind of what everything's moving towards. I mean, if you look at the millions and billions of dollars that have moved from like traditional hands, I guess is the best way to put it, into like the hands of influencers, gamers, content creators, nerds on the internet, right? Like that's a lot of money, brother. And then like you talk about like what we're moving into with like crypto and that kind of thing. You know how much money is in that, bro? It's like I think we're at $2 or $4 trillion in the crypto market right now.
Wow.
Okay. Now that's a drop in the bucket compared to the $900 trillion worth of assets that they claim that are out there, right? And that includes land and stuff, right? Just 900 trillion, a quadrillion. Let's just say a quadrillion is the total value of everything of Earth, right? I guess, crypto's 2 to 4 trillion, but that's a lot of money that's moving from like, money managers, traditional shit, hedge funds, real estate assets, these types. It's moving into nerds' pockets, right? And they're buying Lambos and fucking whatever they want with it. And so, like, there is definitely something happening, and it's like, depending on how black or white pilled you are, you could look at it either way. And to be honest with you, for a long time, I was super black pilled about this. But recently, and maybe, you know what, listen, I'm just going to say the word, maybe it's because of Bitcoin. I don't know. I have like a new hope, I guess. I understand what it is, right? It's like, I heard another fucking awesome quote, right? It was like, the best time to buy was the first time I heard about it. The second best time to buy is right now. So it's like, I heard about it, sure, years ago, like everybody else, but like it's just now recently starting to really fully click for me, like on the level of, wait a minute, this could break the matrix. This could actually break the matrix, So, and I don't know of anything else that can break the matrix. You know what I mean? So like, I have a bit of hope now. I've been white pilled in a sense, to where now I see all this AI agent shit, fucking all this stuff, and I'm like, bring it on, brother, because like it could go really, really fucking well. If
you could be part of the wave. It's like everything is a wave. So it's like we could be on the like, hey, this actually kind of rips before it goes to, this sucks. So
yes, but I think that it sucks again is like 200 years down the road.
Exactly.
I don't think that
we might not even smell it. All we can do is just kind of think about it. So this could be, I would love for like somehow to have like a stake in something where I'm responsible for maintaining an AI that is doing my job. Like, here's how to maintain your AI agent who's doing your job and answering all your emails and paying. And here's how to maintain that. This is you're responsible for your contribution. This is your AI representative. And meanwhile, I'm having the time of my life doing other stuff, learning how to agricult and maybe learning another language or learning how to invest Bitcoin, although I'm probably just going to have the AI guy do it for me. And then like, contributing to like cool stuff, arts, and putting my cool thoughts out there. Like that'd be tight.
I think we will see that. I think we're awesome. We're lucky enough to be in the phase of this rollout that we'll see that, right? I think that we're going to get the full automated experience in our 50s, probably. To the point to where like you wake up, right? You're like, your alarm goes off now. Your alarm's going to go off. You're going to wake up, bro. The coffee's already going to, like the last drop is going to hit the fucking cup as you go to reach for it, because the AI agent is just going to know like the exact moment that, you know what I mean? Like after you took your piss and you brushed your teeth, all these things, it's going to know right now is when he goes to get that coffee, and you're going to start walking towards the door. Guess what? The door is going to unlock and open itself, and you're going to walk out to your car, and it's going to open the door for you, and it's already going to be warmed up with.
It's going to know where you're going.
It's going to know where you're going. Like we're going to get that. And that's going to be sick.
I like that.
Until they shut it down,
Yeah.
and all the cars drive you to the FEMA camps or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm speaking hyperbolically here, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen in my lifetime. I don't see, because there's too many old guys out there that are just like, nah, that's couldn't possibly let that happen. We know it's going to happen. You know, it's like the next generation or the one after who are just going to be ignorant to the capability. Like, we know the China credit score kind of thing over there. We see what's happening, but the next couple generations are not going to be interested in that. They're going to be like, who cares? And they're not going to know the danger that's coming. They're going to say, there's a bunch of old guys with their dumb podcasts or whatever. They don't know what's happening. And then they're going to really experience, you know, the potential is 50, 100 years. They really experience the tyranny of the situation, because at some point, it's the law of the universe. Somebody has to break it. Monarchies were tight. This guy would come out, be the ruler, be the fighter, go out there, beat all your bad guys, get all the gold. And then he starts saying, you know what? I want your daughters and your sons. Give me your only means of generating wealth when you're old. I'm taking them so they can go die or serve me. And then I'm also going to take taxes now too. And then, like, the church was like, you know what? It's all about love and religion and whatever. And then the church was like, actually, you got to pay this. You got to pay that. You're getting excommunicated. I'm going to burn you at the stake. And then, it wasn't cool anymore. And then democracy was like, dude, rule of the people. And then the people, like the guru guy says, are retarded and burn the whole thing. And then it's like, America figures it out. Democratic republic and representative democracy. It's like, this is the way to do it. And then companies come in and you get a corporatocracy, and it's like, oh, this sucks. I have no control over this until the money changes hands. Then it's going to rip. And then after that, it's going to be the next thing. AI is going to become the overlord. It's just the way everything has to break. Every iteration of human governance ultimately fails because we suck and somebody's going to break it.
Well, that is the next age, right? Every new age, there's a new world religion or pantheon or whatever you want to call it. Okay, there's a new thing, right? There's a new language. There's new like monetary systems, and the whole system gets reset, right? So like when they talk about the Great Reset, I know that they throw around like the Agenda 2030s and the Agenda 21s. Like, these are just like milestones, right? These are just like pinpoints on the road where it's like, okay, we got to hit this one. We're gonna hit this one. They're gonna keep doing that until, I don't know the year, right? Like 3,000. Let's just say. I'm just gonna make up a fucking number. Okay, 2,500. And your 2,500 will like fully be in the next age, and everything will be on a whole different. We won't even be speaking the same language anymore, you know. And there's a lot of stuff that has to change for that to happen, right? Like, I mean, you're talking about wiping us out to the Stone Age or transcending us into transhumanism. Going back to what I was saying earlier, right? Like, the only way you get to the next age, the way that these psychopaths want in their prophecies, is you have to wipe the slate clean, one way or the other, right? So. But again, you know, we just stepped into this phase of transitioning, right? Dude, we used the same debt-based system with money for 5,000 years, right? We've had, you know, monotheistic religions for 5,000 years, okay? Before that, there was probably 5,000 years worth of like these, you know, like these pantheon, I don't know what you call those, like, what do you call them?
Polytheistic.
Polytheistic, thank you. Right? Like, do you see what I'm saying here? So like the next 5,000 years, once we get through this 200-300 year phase, the next 5,000 years will be like, I don't know, probably some AI overlord, some super quantum god. I don't know.
Some technocracy, some techologies or something, some weird. Yeah.
And that's the next golden age. You know, if you look at these patterns that I'd have to find some charts and stuff and find you, but there's people who've like broke down these cults, these Saturn death cults, right? And like, they know that the next age is coming, and to them the next age is this golden age. Okay, so like their whole thing for the last 5,000 years is just to bring about the next golden age, right? And like all the sacrifices and the monuments and the fucking everything, the languages, the math, all of it has just been like to pay homage and like symbolize this coming of the next age, the real true golden age, right? That's what they think. So I think that the golden age is going to be, like you said, some technocracy, some super controlled, like super Orwellian, like tyrannical global government, right? That's the next 5,000 years. But hey, we still got some time to chill. So
Yeah, we do got time to chill, which I like. I'm trying to chill. I'm trying to just I when I think on like the past, I go, man, the 80s seemed pretty peak. Like technology wasn't so crazy. You got time with the family. You're going like bowling with friends. You know, like it was simple. It was fun. Dance parties and roller rinks and like, you know, garage bands, and you could maybe become a rock star. Like, you know, it's like the world was kind of just like whatever you made it. It's what it seems like. Obviously, if you were 20 in the 80s, I don't know, maybe it sucked. But maybe you think back like the 60s would have been whatever. So I'm like, oh man, that seems like, but then as we've gone through the ages of this podcast, I go, am I going to, am I going right into the suck age and I'm going to miss the peak? Did I miss the peak? Did me being 10 years old in 2001 was like, or 2000, whatever. It's like, was I just a child through the two best decades that I could have ever been part of? And I'm just going into suck mode now, and it's going to be just the worst of humanity in World War III. But as we've come through this, and you and I have talked through so much and gone black pill, white pill, red pill, blue pill, it's like, it might be all right. It might be A-okay, dude. And it kind of is like what you make it. It's kind of what you make it.
Yeah, man. It's kind of therapeutic, isn't it? Just complaining on the internet.
It kind of is. Because eventually you get to like, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I can. And that's kind of all right.
You know, I envy Jade because on like the second episode, I looked at her and I was like talking about flat Earth. And her response to me was, if it is flat, it doesn't matter. And look at us now, 5 years later, coming to the same realization.
Yeah, it's like, who cares?
She had it figured out from the jump, dude. We just wasted
Ignorance
5 years.
is bliss, dude. It's like, because this is what I'm saying, dude. It's the ebb and the flow. You can't stop it. No one, I mean, I guess occasionally one person goes and thwarts the whole thing, throws a wrench in the whole thing, kind of, maybe, or does a blip. But overall, the convergence of power and technology all come into one spot. Everything crumbles and it expands out back. And things kind of slow down and it goes back. It's like you can't stop it. So, yeah, it's like you said, dude. Ride the wave. Hold.
Yep. Just hold it, man.
Hold
forever. Hold forever. Never sell.
Hold forever.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, that's that. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I mean, I could ramble for 2 hours about getting robbed by the governments of the world, but I won't do that. So.
I'm going to do some more research on this chaff thing. It's really been bothering me. I didn't get a chance to today. Some stuff came up, but like, I'm interested at what other stuff, because my whole brain's been on chemtrails this whole time. Chemicals, magnesium iodide, whatever crap they're put. But this chaff thing's new. And I'm like, okay, there must be more.
Well, you also
then,
came up
why?
with the sea spray thing that day, remember?
Operation Sea Spray. That's true.
Spraying bacteria on San Francisco, which is, now we're talking biotrails, okay? See, this is, okay, before we end this, I just want to say one more thing here, okay? Because this, I'm going to refer to like the UAP situation, the UFO situation that's been happening the last few years, okay? You know, people make good points, man. Like, you don't FOIA request the exact right fucking acronym with the right name on the right department. You don't get the info, right? So when people, you know, does this make sense, like where I'm going with this? Because I kind of think I lost my train of thought here, but what were you saying before that?
If you're not right on the money, it's like this stuff does not just pop up out of nowhere. There's a reason why. Yeah.
Yeah, biotrails, right? So like, you know, yeah, okay. If you FOIA request chemtrails, you're not going to get shit, dude. right? But if you FOIA request, something like Scopex, stratospheric aerosol injections, Wells box seating, et cetera, you might get something, right? But now you're talking about a whole other domain, right? Like bio trails, right? Or, like these other, like, what do you even call this? Like microplastic trails, right? I mean, it's chaff. It has a name, but
I mean, that's a colloquial name for it. It's like,
sure.
what is that?
Right.
Like
Polymer
radar,
trails.
smoke screen, whatever. It's like, what is that? And then like, what are you smoke screening? So I want to look into it more and figure out what are they flying out there? Because that's Area 51 out there, man. Arizona. It went from Arizona to California to the ocean where the Tic Tacs and stuff are. What are they flying out to the ocean?
The drones in New Jersey, right? Everybody remembers the drones. They all went away, right? But remember, okay, the drones, and then you remember like a week after the drones was the fog. You remember the fog?
The fog.
The
Yes.
fog.
The
Everybody
fog.
knows about the fog. And
Yeah.
people were saying that when the fog went away, that there was like a weird residue. The fog smelled weird. My car had weird residue, like my windshields and my windows.
Chaff,
and my mirrors.
dude.
Bro,
I bet you it's chaff, dude. Guys, chat, look it up. There's like 5 of you in here. Look up the chaff. See what they sprayed,
chaff.
dude.
There's a connection here. The drones, Area 51, the chaff, the UAPs.
And it's an
smoke
anti-radar smoke screen. It's a smoke screen. You can't see above it. The radar just boop, 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 right off the bottom. Dude,
There's
we're on to
there.
something.
Something there.
We'll be back next time with some more info on this, dude. I'm diving in.
I won't do
Dude,
any
the second
research
I saw it, I said, this is something. This is something. Because with the drones now, this was 2014. With the drones now, and I'm sure they got those particulates and chaff like microscopic now. I bet you. You watch, chat.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go spend some time with Crystal. Appreciate everybody in the chats. The more blowing up the chat today. Appreciate it. I see for those that died in there, a few others. Follow us on the things and find us next time. Adios.
Bye-bye.